scream. 70s brought the Jaws bite. Sharks gave us all a fright. Close encounters every night. Horror feels so sharp and bright. Time tripping through the movie show. From ages past where stories flow. Fantasy realms where dragons grow. Laughing loud where heroes glow. And 80s came with comedy flair. Ghosts up in the rarefied air. Blade Runner made me stop and stare. Sci-fi tales beyond compare. In the 90s, action rose so high. Terminator never say die. Jurassic roars under the sky. Magic worlds where wizards fly. Time tripping through the movie show. From ages past where stories flow. Fantasy realms where dragons grow. Laughing loud where heroes glow. The millennium brought us shiny remakes. Rehashing ideas with no new takes. Give us new stuff for genuine sake. Entertaining stuff you need to make. The millennium brought us shiny remakes. Rehashing ideas with no new takes. Give us new stuff for genuine sake. Entertaining stuff you need to make.
Hey up, it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek, and Happy New Year, nearly. It is in some parts of the world already. So happy 2026 to those parts of the world where it is 2026. It's not quite here, I've got 3 hours left. But crikey, Windgrace is here. She'll be out celebrating. Straw Rats is my fave. Straw Rats. I wonder what that is. Anyway, welcome to the show. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video, drop a comment, hit the notification bell, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. I won't bother. And, you know, merch, etc. My books in the description, blah, blah, blah. Right, so we're going to do my top 5. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. We're going to do my top 5 favourite films of this year, 2025. I've not seen every film that came out this year. I've not seen some of the most popular films that came out this year. I've not seen Sinners, which apparently is really good. I'm trying to think of other things. I haven't seen Snow White. I don't think that would have made it in my top 5. Or even my honourable mentions. F1. I started watching that because it's on... thingamabobs, what they call it, streaming now, isn't it? Started watching that, didn't like it, so I didn't get very far into that one. I think it was made, it should have been a period piece, should have F1. I'm a big F1 fan, Formula 1, and the thought of like this grizzled old driver coming in to save a team, the lower teams, in modern time Formula 1, doesn't really work. If it has been set in the 70s or 80s, you think fair enough, because it were a different era back then. But in this era of like teams with billion-dollar budgets and all that, it wouldn't have worked, I don't think. And so I didn't give it a chance. Maybe it's amazing. I don't know. Windgrace says it's also the middle of the workday still here. Yes, it is. Over in America land, Josh Temple's here, ready to put a steak in the end of this year. A juicy beef steak. You made it to the cinema a lot this year. Good for you. Yes, I did. I assumed it was in the 70s. No, it's not. It's set in modern times. Because they did some of the filming during the actual races of, I don't know what season it was, 2023, 2024, whatever. They filmed during those races. Anywho. It's 1 p.m. where Josh is. It's 9 p.m. here. Right, so we're going to do my top 5. I've got a few honourable mentions. I don't know how many. We'll do the honourable mentions first for a change. So, as I said, they're not in any order either. They're not in any particular order. But they're not the best films of the year. They're my favourite films and the honourable mentions. Films that I kind of enjoyed. And there'll be some people saying, God, how could you like that film? Well, I just did. So, anywho. I need to use the voice function instead of one-hand typing, says Josh Temple. Okie dokie. And that's the steak thing. Putting a stake in 2025, driving it through its heart, putting an end to it. That's what you meant, isn't it? Anyway, I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, yes. So we're going to get on with the list, and then we can get out of here and bring in the new year and all that stuff. Right. So as I said, I haven't seen all the films that came out this year, but of the ones I've seen, these ones I thought were okay, and then we'll do my top 5. Right, so off we go. I shall just full screen this, so it's time a modicum of professionalism. And I can't remember how I'm doing this. Should we do it like that? Yeah, we'll do it like that. Anyway, I'm having a little drinky, by the way. Got a bottle of the old Nuclear Brown. So I could be burping and hiccuping and slurring my words. More than usual. Right, first up, Good Boy. Starring Indy. I can't remember what sort of dog he is. And it's an indie film. An indie like horror film. Where we see everything from the viewpoint of the dog, and I really enjoyed Good Boy. I thought it was really good. Didn't understand the ending. It's a dog that's seeing ghosts, as you can tell from this stuff in the house of his master, and I didn't really understand what was going on with this ghost. But anyway, whatever. But I did enjoy it, and the dog is amazing. The dog is amazing in this film. But so that's Good Boy. A good film. I enjoyed it. It almost made it into my top 5. I must admit. What's next? Next up, just companion. I forgot her name. It doesn't say on the poster either. I forgot her name. Sophie Thatcher. That's who it is. We've got Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid in this one, and it's another film about robots or androids. But it is really good. I really enjoyed it. I'll not spoil it if you haven't seen it, but I can't really describe it without spoiling it. But it's about Jack Quaid, who gets a robot girlfriend, and stuff happens as the film progresses. And I really enjoyed it. One of them films that I wasn't expecting much from, and ended up really enjoying it. Maybe it's because of Jack Quaid, who plays a different role in this to what you'd expect. We're used to him being like, the kind of comedy, kind of goofy sort of character, and he's a little bit different in this one. So I did enjoy Companion. So that's that one. Next up, The Ugly Stepsister. This is Norwegian. I think it's like a multinational film. Norway, Poland, maybe Poland and Sweden, somewhere like that. Up there in Northern Europe. And I think that it's in Norwegian with subtitles. Really, really good. It's a version of Cinderella, but it's not about Cinderella. It's about one of the stepsisters. Do we see Cinderella? Yes, we do see Cinderella in it. And what they put themselves through to catch the eye of the prince and all that stuff. And it's a body horror film, and there's some grossness in it, but it is a compelling horror fairy tale. It's well worth looking at. A bit too long, I felt it were a bit too long, but it was still a good flick with some good performances in. Not that you can really tell when they're speaking foreign languages. I always find that. I've said it before that when you're watching a film in another language, you're thinking, oh, this is good, and they're acting really well. But I'm thinking, if I understood what they were saying, if I'm from Spain or Norway or whatever, Japan, would people from those countries be saying, God, this acting's rubbish in this film? But we don't know. Anyway, so there we go. That's The Ugly Stepsister. Great flick. Next up, Jurassic World Rebirth. This was another one that kind of nearly made it into my top 5 because I really enjoyed it. It's stupid. It's the stupidest of the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World films. But it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. Scarlett Johansson essentially phoning it in, more or less. She might as well be. I don't even know why she's in it, to be honest. You can't really call her the lead. There's no real leads in this film. The monsters are the leads. Whether to go to another island and deal with things. I forgot what they're going for. I can't remember. Oh, they're going for samples from the creatures on the islands. Not just dinosaurs. There's flying reptiles and stuff like that, and mosasaurs and stuff, which aren't dinosaurs. They're going for samples for medical research. That's what they're doing. And obviously, stuff goes wrong. We end up seeing this thing here, which I've forgotten. It's kind of a kaiju. Wingrace says, I wonder that about anime. Is the voice acting really good, or like cheesy like some of our cartoons? Exactly. You don't know when it's in another language that you don't understand. I suppose if you understood it, you might get some of the nuance, but I don't know. I'm supposed to be adding a banner on here to show that it's where is it? Doing the honourable mentions. I forgot. I'm useless, aren't I? There we go. So you know that we're doing honourable mentions now. Where were we? Oh, right. So that's Jurassic World Rebirth. I did enjoy it. Not the best of the Jurassic Park / World films. Not even the best of the Jurassic World films, to be honest, but I still enjoyed it. And I'm glad they're doing another one, because she's signed up for a sequel, hasn't she? As Scarlet. Anywho, and it's very predictable. You can predict what's going to happen in it. Right, next up, Predator Badlands. Another one that's been knocked, by critics and stuff. But I had a good time with it. I was expecting not to like it, because the Predator, who's the main character, don't ask me the names, I've forgotten, looks bloody awful. It's not a good... But you kind of forget as you're watching the film, because got drawn into the story, and kind of enjoyed him going on his, as it says there, his first hunt. He wants to prove himself to his father, to go and hunt a deadly beast on another planet that happens to have some androids. There's no humans at all in this film, despite what's the face being in it. I forgot her name as well. One of the Fannings, isn't she? Can't remember. It's not Dakota. No, that's the other one. Can't remember her name. She plays an android, and there's other androids on this in a Weyland-Yutani outpost that's there. So, as I said, stuff happens with that, and I did enjoy it. I think it's on streaming now. I think it is probably on Disney Plus or Hulu or somewhere like that. I imagine. I hope it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But it's a good flick. I enjoyed it. Again, not the best of the Predators by a long shot, but it's good fun. I did enjoy it. Next up, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. The follow-on from, I forgot what they called the film before, the one previously. The one before this. It's like part 2 of whatever came before. I forgot what they called it. Never mind. Tom Cruise in his last outing as Ethan Hunt. And it's not as good as the previous one. I really, really liked the first. I forgot what they called the first one. I can't remember. But Dead Reckoning, wasn't it? With Dead Reckoning, that was it. It's not as good as Dead Reckoning, but it's still a good film with some great stunts. Obviously, he does his own stuff in it, and I did enjoy it. It's another one about AI and all that stuff. all films these days are about AI, aren't they? Because I think AI has actually taken over now, and it's just been all vain and making movies about itself. That's what I think. Anyway, so that's Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Do you think they'll do another? Like in movies in Hollywood. How many times have we had, The Final Friday and Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, stuff like that? They're always saying it's the last one, isn't it? Anyway, but we'll see, won't we? Will they get him out of mothballs for one more? Who knows? Next up, The Gorge. Miles Teller. I'm glad it's there because I don't like with names. Miles Teller, Anya Taylor-Joy. My son used to really like Anya Taylor-Joy, but he hadn't mentioned her for a while. Maybe he's fallen out with her. I don't know. But I'm sure she's an alien anyway. But a very pretty one. Anyway, a film that came out for Apple TV. And it's a decent flick, although it kind of trails off. So like, once we get into the gorge, it's like kind of, I'm not that bothered about it. But the build up to it is a lot of fun. And it's an interesting flick. It is an interesting flick. It's mysterious. Like, I wonder how much stuff like this is going on in the real world that we'll never know about. Top secret things with monsters and or supernatural things that we will never know about because it's super secret. Probably not, but anyway. But yes, The Gorge. I did enjoy it. But there we go. Kind of like a game. You can imagine this as a game in this day and age. I'm surprised they haven't done one. Anyway, next up, The Monkey from Osgood Perkins, who I found out this year is Anthony Perkins' son, which I didn't know. But I did enjoy this one, based on a Stephen King, I think a short story, I'm not sure. It's like a version of The Monkey's Paw. I don't know what I'm doing that for, because The Monkey's Paw, you make a wish and it goes, doesn't it? It's like that. All these people are dying with this monkey, and it's another one that I wasn't expecting much of, but I ended up enjoying it. I thought it was really good. It's nice and gruesome in places when it needs to be. Well, nuclear brown's repeating on me. It's nice and gruesome when it needs to be, and it's entertaining as well, and it's funny and stuff like that. It's my favourite Osgood Perkins film. He's done some other good. He did Long Legs, which were all right. That came out this year, didn't it? Did it? Or it last year? That one with Nicolas Cage. And he's done some others as well. He generally does weird horror films. And The Monkey's probably his most, what's the word? Commercial. That's it. His most commercial film. I think there's for a wider audience, but there we go. So that's The Monkey. Give it a whirl. It's fun if you like horror stuff. Next up, a Netflix one, The Electric State, another one that got a pasting from critics, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. With Chris Pratt apparently, and that's Millie Bobby Brown according to the the poster. Why do they do that? Because they can't decide who to give top billing. So they think, right, we'll put him first on the poster, but we'll put her name first on the poster. But anyway, it's set in like an apocalyptic future where there's been like a war with robots and stuff, or whatever, and they have to go into this area where there's still wild robots knocking about. For some reason, to be honest, I've only watched it once and I can't remember what happens in it, but. I did enjoy it. It cost an arm and a leg to make. I think it's just a $200 million film from Netflix. But they've got the money for it. And it's all there on the screen. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. And I don't know what people have against Millie Bobby Brown. I genuinely don't. They keep saying she looks like she's 40. I don't know what they're talking about. I think she's alright. I don't mind her. Right, so that's The Electric State. Next up. Jack Quaid again. His second outing this year. Novocaine. With Nathan Kane, Can't Feel Pain. And it's because he's taken... I can't remember the story of this one either. Another one I've only seen once, but I really enjoyed it. It's similar to Nobody. It's one of those sort of films where he ends up going in and taking on some bad guys, and because he can't feel pain, you know, he gets a pummeling and just, he's like, should have called him Timex, takes a licking and keeps on ticking. And I think he falls in love with somebody. I'm sure there's a love story in it, and he's out to save her or whatever. I can't remember. But it is a fun flick, so I'll give that one a whirl. Next up, possibly my least favourite of this list, but I didn't hate it. But I wanted to, which is annoying. But anyway, and Justin's here. It's Happy New Year's Eve, Justin. Hope you're having a pleasant New Year's Eve. Anyway, Wolfman from Lee Whannell, who brought us the writer of Saw and Insidious. He directed one of the Insidious films as well. Director of The Invisible Man. He's good at doing good films, but bad versions of what those films are about. Because The Invisible Man was a pretty good film. It just wasn't a good Invisible Man film. Because, spoilers, it wasn't an invisible man. He was wearing an invisible suit. So, anyway. And this one is Wolfman. It's a good monster movie, but not a good Wolfman movie, in my opinion. All the characters are pretty good in it. I did enjoy the story. I just didn't like the Wolfman in it. They should have called it. He should have made him like a Wendigo or some other. Because it doesn't look like a wolf. That's what I'm trying to get at. When he finally turns, but I still enjoyed the film, but not as a Wolfman film. That annoyed me. But anyway, so that's Wolfman. Don't listen to me. Next up, Black Bag, a spy flick. That's a Steven Soderbergh film, which is I don't know if it's fun. It is fun. I must admit, it is fun. There's a lot of espionage and dirty dealings and sneaky stuff going on, and a fair bit of violence as well. But an all-star cast, as you can see there: Cate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, Naomi Harris, Pierce Brosnan. It is a lot of fun. Kind of James Bond, but not James Bond. It's a little bit like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but British. I think because I forgot her name now. Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender, they're like husband and wife spies. And I think they do end up, going out to kill each other, I think, or to save each other. I can't remember. It's another one I've only watched once. But I did enjoy it. Written by David Koepp, who wrote Jurassic World Rebirth, I think. I think he did. So there we go, Black Bag. Give that one a whirl. It might surprise you. It surprised me. It was better than I expected it to be. Right, next up. I don't know how many we're in, but we've still got some more to go. Thunderbolts, * The New Avengers. They're not. I'm surprised they haven't taken that bit off. But I didn't mind it. I was expecting it to be rubbish, like a lot of Marvel and Disney stuff these days. But I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. The best character, in my opinion, in the film is, I've forgotten his name. What's his face? Proper Captain. Who should have been Captain America? It was briefly, wasn't it? I forgot they call it. They call him US Agent or something like that. Didn't they? But he did nothing wrong, and anyway. But she's always nice to look at, and I like her accent. I like that Russian accent she puts on. It's kind of sexy, isn't it? But there we go. But it is a lot of fun, and I did enjoy it. But it wasn't the worst film of the year. People are they're hating on the Marvel stuff. There's another Marvel film coming up that I quite enjoyed as well. But this were okay. I didn't mind it. Justin agrees. Thunderbolts was good, he says. That's the fella, John Walker, yes. No, Walker was a bad cap. Nah, he didn't do all well. He just got a bit cross, that's all. At least he's a super soldier, not like blooming Falcon. Anyway, never mind. Right, next up. Fear Street, Prom Queen, another Netflix one. Not as good as the other Fear Street films, you remember that came out, was it last year? Or the year before, whenever. There were 3 of them, weren't there, set in different times. One in the 80s, one in the 70s, and one in the 1600s or something. Well, this is another from the same, stable as those. It's kind of an 80s slasher, But a lot of fun. As I said, like Prom Queen, slashes like Prom Night and all those. It's a bit like those, and a lot of fun with some gruesomeness in it, and it's worth a look, and it's on Netflix, so it's kind of free if you already got Netflix. Next up, Fantastic Four First Steps. I didn't mind this one either. I thought this one were okay. Silver Surfer should have been a bloke, but whatever. But I didn't think she looked as bad as everybody made her out to be. I mean, what can you do? She's silver. She looked fine to me. But I didn't mind it. I'm not keen on him. Is it Joseph Quinn? He was in Stranger Things, wasn't he? Last season 4. I thought it didn't look right to me. His hair, it looked like he had a wig on. But everybody else, were all right. Even Pedro Pascal, even though he's in everything. It were a lot of fun, and I liked it. I thought it were okay. Not great, I can't say I loved it, but I thought it were okay. I didn't mind it. Justin agrees. Fantastic Four was great. She was good. The Silver Surfer. Yeah, she was fine, but Silver Surfer should be a bloke. Shouldn't it? Anyway, so there we go. So that's that. This is the last one. This is the last one of my honourable mentions. Cleaner, Daisy Ridley, a Martin Campbell film who brought us Casino Royale and GoldenEye, and one of the Zorro films. Maybe 2 of them, I don't know. But it definitely did the first Zorro film with Antonio Banderas in. Fortunately, it also brought us the Green Lantern film. Another one which I didn't mind, apart from the Hot Wheels racetrack scene. I didn't like that. But this was all right, Cleaner. I thought we were okay. Daisy Ridley playing like an ex-army person or whatever, who works as a window cleaner of office blocks. So she dangles from cables, cleaning hundreds of feet up in the air, cleaning office block windows. And it's kind of like Die Hard. She ends up trapped in this building with bad guys doing their bad guy stuff, and she's got to fight her way out or save the innocent people that's in there or whatever, or both. But I did have fun watching it, and it's a decent flick. And I like Daisy Ridley. I think she's okay, and I think she does well in this. So there we go. Justin says, most time, yes, Surfer should, but alternate universe rules. Yeah, they can do anything, can they? Right, so that was it. That was it for me. My honourable mentions. We'll go through them one more time. Got Cleaner with Daisy Ridley. Fantastic Four First Steps. Didn't mind it. Thought were okay. Fear Street Prom Queen, which were fun. Thunderbolts, not as bad as everybody made it out to be. I probably like Thunderbolts better than Fantastic Four, to be honest. But anyway. Black Bag, fun spy stuff going on, assassins, that sort of thing. Happy New Year, LaRue. Thank you for popping in. Where were we? Wolfman, a good film, just not a good Wolfman film. Novocaine with Jack Quaid, a fun, nobody style, sort of, action thriller comedy. A lot of fun and violent. The Electric State, massive budget for some reason that you can only watch on Netflix. I'd never understood their reasoning for this, but it works for Netflix because they're still the big boys, aren't they? Their numbers are going up, and every other streamer seems to be losing subscribers apart from Netflix. So they're doing something right, aren't they? But I didn't mind the Electric State. I thought it was pretty decent. Osgood Perkins' The Monkey, based on a Stephen King story, produced by James Wan. A fun horror flick with some nice gruesome bits in it. So there we go. The Gorge with Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller. It's a decent mystery action horror thing. A little bit, I don't know, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Overlord, but different. As I said, it was a bit like a game. Whereas Overlord were like Wolfenstein, this is like, I don't know, Resident Evil or something like that. When Resident Evil 4 or something like that. That's what the Gorge were like. A bit. Anyway, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. a good send-off for it. I forgot his name, Ethan Hunt. Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt. Not as good as Dead Reckoning, but, it were alright. Justin says, love the Gorge. Overlord was great too. Yeah, it were alright. I always feel, though, when I talk about Overlord, I've always got to mention that I thought it'd been better as a series, a limited series, Overlord. Pardon me. Anyway. What's next? Predator Badlands. Again, a film that I didn't expect much from, because the Predator in it, whose name I can't remember, is it Key or something like that? It doesn't sound right. Anyway. Didn't look very good in my opinion, but whatever. The film itself were actually good, and I can't remember her name. One of the Fannings, Elle Fanning. Kind of annoying, but not distractingly annoying. She was kind of goofily endearing, I suppose you could say. But Predator Badlands, not bad. Jurassic World Rebirth, again, thought it'd be rubbish, but it wasn't. Kind of enjoyed it. This thing was stupid, but whatever. It's big monsters, but The Ugly Stepsister. I think it's, as I said, Norwegian and other countries, but I think the language is Norwegian. Version of Cinderella turned into body horror, as you can tell from the poster, with a meat cleaver and somebody's bloody toe. That does actually happen in the film. Probably closer to the actual, the fairy tale. Was it Grimm? Was it one of Grimm's fairy tales, Cinderella? Because they did actually chop their toes off to fit into the ruby slipper, didn't they? So there you go. Sorry, Justin. Overlord was meant to be part of the Cloverfield universe. Still is to me. Oh, right. Yeah, I think I've read that somewhere. Yeah, or maybe you told me before. But yeah, they could have fitted it in somewhere, couldn't they? That it were World War II experiments with whatever it was that was supposed to have created. Well, it's up in the air, isn't it? What created the Cloverfield monster? Some say it came from the Chimpanzee 3 satellite, and some people say it came from Nature's Bounty, something that they found under the sea. Could have been stuff to do with that, couldn't it? World War II experiments with that. I don't know, but anyway. So Ugly Stepsister, give that one a whirl. What's next? Companion, Jack Quaid again, and Sophie Thatcher, who you may recognise from the terrible Boba Fett series, Book of Boba Fett. But she's good in this. One of those, an android film, along the lines of Subservience and others, which I'm blanking on, Megan, etc. No, so not mentioned Megan 2.0, by the way. Doesn't get a mention in me, not even in honourable mentions, because I was very disappointed with that. I loved Megan, the first one, but Megan 2.0, I wasn't a fan of. Not a fan of that one. Justice says the Cloverfield universe lore is wild. I've not really got into it, to be honest, so I don't really know much about it. The first Cloverfield film, I love that film. It's my favourite found footage film. But I've not really got into the other stuff to do with it. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I've seen it once. I've seen them all once and not bother with them again. But anyway. Companion was interesting, says Justin. Yes, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Better than I thought it'd be. And finally, Good Boy. Ghost story from the viewpoint of a cute dog. Adorable is that dog. But Good Boy is a decent flick. Took them, 3 or 4 years to film it, because obviously dogs. You do have dogs that are actors, but I suppose this was technically not an acting dog. It was just the dog owned by the director. So it took them a long time to get the footage they wanted, but it's still adorable. Justin says, Good Boy was excellent. Yes, I really liked Good Boy. Nearly made it into my top 5. She said, Megan 2.0 was not good to me. No, I didn't think it was very good either. I didn't hate it, but not a patch on the first one. Megan was good, yes. Right, so we will do the... I'll get rid of that. Get rid of that banner. We will do my top 5 films of 2025. So, Where the heck is this going? There we go. Right. Oh, I thought I'd taken that off. Never mind. I thought I'd taken that off. Never mind. You've seen me all faffing about. Right, here we go. There, my top 5 movies of 2025. Not in any order. But, right, so at number 5, I suppose you could say, yeah, sod it, this is the order. At number 5, they've got Screenboat, which is one of those, because Steamboat Willie from Disney went public domain, so they quickly got in David Howard Thornton, who's from, plays Art the Clown in the Terrifier films. Made Screenboat about Steamboat Willie, and it is a lot of fun. I really, this is another one that I wasn't expecting to like, but had a lot of fun with it. It's mental, but it is a lot of fun. It's set on is it the Staten Island ferry, something like that, isn't it? One of these ferries in New York, that's going across the Hudson River, and there's this killer mouse on the ferry bumping off the passengers, and it's great stuff. I really enjoyed it. I really did. So there we go. So that's Screenboat. It's on. I think it's on Amazon. I watched it on Amazon. So there you go. Next up, number 4, we've got Final Destination Bloodlines. Hang on. Justin says Screenboat was good, but I do have a hard time with changing classics. I've never seen the couple of Winnie the Pooh ones, isn't there? Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and another one, isn't there? They brought another one out, and there's been a few of them, because we've had a few, classic characters enter public domain, haven't we? So they instantly turn them into horror characters, don't they? But anyway. Like Winnie the Pooh Horror Wild. Yeah, as I said, I've not seen them, but anyway. There's some others as well, I can't remember which ones. I think there were, anyway. Oh, Popeyes. There's been a Popeye one. Because I think Popeye the Sailors, I think he's entered public domain. So there's either one out or there's one coming out, a horror Popeye. Windgrace, they're making Bambi and Peter Pan. There we go. Anyway. What's this one? Number 4. Final Destination Bloodlines. I don't know. This could be number 1. In fact, my top. Any of these could have been number 1, apart from Screenboat. That'd still been lower down. But I really enjoyed all these in my top 5. But Final Destination Bloodlines. It kind of brings it all together. The Final Destination movies, sort of. Because they all kind of interconnected. All the Final Destination films. I'm a big fan of the Final Destination films. So they all kind of interconnected in this complicated way that you didn't really have to get on board with, but it was there. And this kind of, it brings all that together and then adds something else as well. It adds the bloodlines, because apparently they're all the people that went through all this stuff are all connected as well from an event that happens in this film. So that's why death is after everybody in all the Final Destination films, because they're all connected to what happened in this film. Just to make it even more complicated. But as with the Final Destination films, lots of great gore and weird accidents. It is great stuff, and stuff that makes you go ooh, or yay, heads exploding and stuff like that. Great fun. I really enjoyed it. Right, next up. Oh, sorry, Justin, you're talking away. Bambi will be rough, and Peter Pan also. Yeah, I imagine there will be. I probably won't watch him. Gearing up for a team up. I don't know. We'll see, won't we? Anyway, that was 4. Number 3, Heart Eyes. This was almost my number 1. Why has it gone down to that? I can't remember what number 2 is. I know what my number 1 is. It's a very recent film. But you may have guessed from the thumbnail. But anyway, Heart Eyes. This came out, I think it came out on Valentine's Day this year. Great horror film. based, around the holiday. I love holiday horror films. My Bloody Valentine, the Christmas ones. I'd say Prom Night. I know that's not a holiday, but you know what I mean. Day-themed horror films. I love that sort of stuff. And this is a really, really good one from this year. I really enjoyed it. We've got a new killer, the Heart Eyes Killer, but only thing I didn't like about it is that they kind of wrapped it up all nicely. They should have left it open for the sequel, but maybe they will. I don't know. But it's it's a lot of fun, and there's who's in it now? Jordana Brewster's in it. I think it's Jordana Brewster in a role that you're thinking, oh right, she's usually the heroine in these sorts of films. But a lot of fun. Again, like a Final Destination, lots of gore. But anyway, just says, if that is your number one, I love you, but was the same as the last two. Terrible. Yeah, we'll get to it. Right, number two. Oh my, yes, this one, I forgot about this. Frankenstein from Guillermo del Toro. Great film. Another one on Netflix. This for a while was my number one film of the year. Well, after it came out, obviously. So for about a month, it was my number one film of the year. Great film because it's Guillermo del Toro. And he can't make a bad film, in my opinion. I'm trying to think of a bad film he's made. I've never seen Kronos, so I can't talk about that. But every Guillermo del Toro film I've watched, I've loved. And this is no exception. A great version of the Frankenstein story. Very reminiscent to the 1973 TV version, Frankenstein, the True Story. It's reminiscent to that, but just obviously with a bigger budget and epic scope. But it's great stuff. I really enjoyed Frankenstein. Thought it was really, really good. With Oscar Isaac as Frankenstein and Jacob Elordi as the creature, who can see there. Really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Josh says, really good. Frankenstein. I think that's what you mean, yes. I hope your number one is my movie. I don't know what your movie is. Frankenstein should be number one, says Justin. Classic. Yep, but I've got to admit, my number one film of 2025, and everybody will hate me for it, but I've just really enjoyed it, is Avatar, Fire and Ash. What can I say? I love the Avatar films. They're all exactly the same, but they all entertain me, and that's what you want from a film, innit? You want to be entertained, and I find myself getting swept up in it in the same way every time because they're all the same film. They're all identical, more or less. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Avatar, Fire and Ash. I thought it was really, really good. And I was expecting it to be okay. Because I love the first Avatar film. Way of Water, again, more or less the same as the first one, except in the water. They've all got the same, formula, haven't they? It's basically all the animals come at the end to save the day. They all do that. That's not a spoiler because it's just what happens in all of them. But anyway. But they throw a few other wrinkles in with this one, don't they? I'll not spoil it because it hasn't been out long. But I think they're really good. And so there we go. But Wingray says, boo, hiss. Justin says, terrible, same as the last two. Sorry, great effects, could be special, but Cameron has lost his touch, says Justin. Yeah, it's not his best work, but I really like him. And that's all I'm going to say about it. So there, I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to have a drink to Avatar. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I say, it were close between Avatar and Frankenstein, and I thought, sod it, I'm going to make Avatar my number one film. I wasn't going to say they're not in any order. I did start saying that at the beginning, didn't I? But I thought, no, sod it. Sod it. This Avatar's going to be my number one film of the year. Love you, man. You're a great person. But I'm just with a bad taste in films, apparently. He is robbing people. Well, you don't have to go watch it, do you? You don't have to. Anyway, so there we go. So that's my top 5. We'll go through them again. So my number 1 is Avatar: Fire and Ash. Boo, hiss, says everybody, except for me. Dear. Number 2, Frankenstein from Guillermo del Toro. Great flick. We're almost number 1. It was number 1 for a month, and then Avatar came along. Then Heart Eyes. That was number 1 all the way from February. That was my number 1 film of the year up until Frankenstein. So you could say, really, this should be my number 1 film, shouldn't it? Because it was my number 1 film of the year for most of the year, for like 10 months. So shall we change it? Yeah, I'm going to change it. I'm going to make Heart Eyes my number 1 film of the year. Because it was my number 1 for the longest period. So yeah. So we're gonna. So you've got your wish, Justin. Avatar: Fire and Ash is no longer my number 1 film of the year. Heart Eyes is. So there. And we did it on Friday Night Appointment with Fear a while ago, didn't we? So there we go. So yes, I've changed it. So number 1 we've got Heart Eyes. Number 2 Avatar. Number 3 Frankenstein. Number 4 Final Destination Bloodlines. And number 5 Screamboat. So there we go. That's my top 5 movies of 2025. As I said, I've not seen all of them. I've not seen Sinners, and which apparently is really good, but I've not seen it. What else? What else haven't I seen? I mentioned it at the beginning. Snow White, which I don't think that would have made me top 10 anyway, but I've not watched that. Justice says, The New Girl was a great character, but man, they just lost it. Man, it could have been special. You have good taste, buddy. Yeah, I did actually like the new character, the crazy one, played by Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter, whose name I can't remember. Something Chaplin, like Una Chaplin or something. She was great. I thought she was great. She was mental. His eyes open. Darmok and Jalad. Justin says, Sinners is good. I've not seen it. So I don't know. And do I have a worst 5? Not really, to be honest. Snow White Pass, says Justin. Charlene Chaplin. I think it's like Una Chaplin or something like that. Let's have a look. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Oh, there's a lot of people calling it Fire and Ass. Tell you, I like it. Yes, Una Chaplin as Varang, the baddie woman in it. We're kind of wasted, but never mind. So there we go. So that's it. So we do my honourable mentions again. Nah, won't bother. So that was my top 5. So there we go. Right. Get rid of that banner and all that, and get rid of that. Right. So there we go. That's my list for 2025. I could redo it at some point when I've seen more films from this year, because there are quite a lot that I've not seen, I think, but I can't remember. Which one. Hang on, let's have a look at a list of movies, 2025 movies. I have The Housemaid, that one that came out recently, didn't it? Apparently is good, with Sydney Sweeney. I'm a fan of Sydney Sweeney, and not for the obvious reasons. I think she's good, genuinely. Yeah, that's supposed to be alright. What else? Hang on, just bear with me. Yeah, we'll do that one. 2025 in film. Zootopia 2. Not seen that one. And I haven't seen the Lilo and Stitch movie. I haven't seen the Minecraft movie. I haven't seen Demon Slayer Infinity Castle or How to Train Your Dragon live action. Started watching F1. Didn't appeal to me, even though I'm an F1 fan. Superman. I've seen that one, but it didn't even make me honourable mentions because I didn't think it was that good. I found it watchable, but not enough to put in a list. Anyway, hang on. Let's have a look. Let's see if there are any others. Justin says Housemaid was Justin watched more films than anybody I know. Housemaid was okay. I liked it. I say I've not seen it, so I don't know. What else have I not seen this year? Big long list. Just trying to find ones that jump out at me. Did you notice Star Trek Section 31 didn't make my list either, did it? I wonder why. I wonder why. There's got to be a lot of these that everybody knows, but I don't know. The Witcher Sirens of the Deep. I didn't even know there were one about rats or something. I don't know. I haven't even watched the series, so I don't know. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. I've not seen that one. Oh, Captain America, Brave New World. I have seen that. Can't remember what happens in it. It's got a Red Hulk in it, but I can't remember what happens in between that. But I've seen it because it's on Disney Plus and that now, isn't it? That didn't make my list. I've not seen The Running Man or The Long Walk. So yeah, I've not seen them. What else have I not seen? Out of popular flicks, not seen Mickey 17, that Robert Pattinson one. Not seen that. I've not seen that other Sydney Sweeney one where she plays that boxer. I forgot what they call that one. I've not seen that one either. There's loads of them. Loads of them I've not seen. But I always include in me top films of a certain year. There's always films in that everybody says, "Why did you include that one?" Last year I had Borderlands in which everybody hated except for me. I really enjoyed Borderlands. But anyway, Wingrace says Superman was the bottom of my superhero list this year, just above Captain America, Cap 4 in America, Brave New World, but under Thunderbolts and this is a Final Fantasy then. Fantastic Four. Yeah, like I said, I didn't hate Superman though. That's just it. I found it watchable, but not good enough to get on my list. But just F1 was okay, but not everyone's cup. Me and my brothers see movies all the time. I go myself a lot too. Wish I could, but I can't, unfortunately. Yeah, as I said at the beginning, I don't know if you'd arrived when I was talking about F1. I'm a big F1 fan, and I was saying it would have been better as a period piece, let's say set in the 70s or 80s, because I don't think they could do it these days in the modern world of Formula 1. As I said, it's all big business and billions of dollars going into it, isn't there? And all corporate and all that. I don't think they could do it getting a grizzled old driver to. This team wanted. It's must be one of the bottom teams, like the Minardi team of its day or whatever, one of the lower teams. They were trying to get a win. You know how hard it is to get a win in Formula 1? It's impossible. I don't know if they did or not, because I've not seen it, so I don't know. But, yeah. But back in the 70s and 80s, it had been a bit easier to accept that. I think a film that did it better, in my opinion, not that I've seen all of Formula 1, it might get better, I don't know, but is that Sylvester Stallone one, Driven, which were about IndyCar racing. And you can imagine that sort of story happening in IndyCar, because you do get some older drivers in IndyCar, but you don't really get them in Formula 1 as much. There are some drivers over 40 in Formula 1, Fernando Alonso, for example, but I said usually at the end of their career, aren't they? But anyway, so that's that. Right. Winger says, just got the book for Mickey 17, haven't read it yet. Oh, right, okie dokie. Long Walk is very good, says Justin. It's worth a watch. I'm hoping it's coming on streaming soon. It seems to be in a while. It seems to be taking its time. Superman was good. Yeah, as I say, I found it watchable, and I didn't hate it. I didn't turn it off like I did with Formula 1. So there we go. So it must have something going for it. They were all just kind of fine. Pretty much. 2025 was not a great year for films, was it? Not a great. It was pretty meh. So that could explain my list. But there were some good ones in there. Yes, I agree. F1 should maybe in the 90s era. I think even maybe in the 90s it was getting a bit corporate, wasn't it? And budgets going up. But that's for me, 70s and 80s. But yeah, whatever. Maybe 90s era. Driven is underrated, I agree. I like Driven, I thought it was good. That was originally going to be a Formula 1 film. He tried to get it. I remember him being at Monaco when I was watching the Monaco Grand Prix, and they had Sylvester Stallone there on the grid with all the celebrities. And he was, I'm making a Formula 1 movie. And but they couldn't get the licenses and stuff, so they made it an IndyCar movie, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Was Driven. Don't mention 40, please. Yes, you're fast approaching that, aren't you, Win Grace? The book is Mickey 7. Alright, they made them change it to 17 for the movie to sound grander. Okay. Late 90s, like 98, 99 was the beginning of the big corporate push. Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose I want it. When McLaren were in its heyday, wasn't it? Back then, at the end of the 90s, and it was winning all the championships, wasn't it? And then Ferrari came in was it 2001? Schumacher won 5 in a row, didn't he, for McLaren, for Ferrari. But anyway, right. So we'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted. I'm going to go and finish my beer and cry myself into 2026. Just says race fan. Also, like you, I like Le Mans. I've never really got into it. It goes on too long, so I lose interest. But yeah, I've tried to get into motorbike racing. What do they call it now? Superbikes and stuff like that. I can't get into it. I can't really get into it. I used to like watching touring car racing, which I suppose would be like NASCAR in America. Over here we call it touring car, or TOCA, TOCA, short for touring cars. I used to like that, but I haven't watched it for a while. I just stick with F1 now, to be honest. But anywho, right, so I'm going to go now anyway and leave it there. I'll be back tomorrow. New Year's Day, where we're doing a breakdown and review of You Only Live Twice, the James Bond film. And then I'll be back on Friday for Appointment with Fear, where we're doing The Mean One, the Grinch horror film. Speaking of Screamboat, is the same actor who played Steamboat Willie, the Killer Mouse, plays the mean one in that. Oh, crikey. To the Yorkshire fan. No, cycling. Cycling's not my thing either. Excuse me. And Justin says, Happy New Year, everyone. Please be safe. Yes, everyone be safe. Have a great seeing in of 2026. And don't overdo it. This is the only one I've got of these, so I'll not be overdoing it. So I'll raise my bottle of Newcastle Brown Ale to you. And wish you all a very happy New Year. And I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. And if not, that's cool as well. Twisted Metal, but in real life. Then Call Me. I've not seen that series. It's supposed to be good, isn't it, Twisted Metal? Yes, Happy New Year, Win Grace. And so thanks Justin and Win Grace and Josh Temple and LaRue. And did everyone else pop in? Let me check on Rumble. I don't know if Rumble's worked, to be honest. I forgot to check, didn't I? Am I going? Yes, we are live on Rumble. Nobody's left a message. Not even any stream boos on Twitch. Never mind. Right, so off we go. Hang on, where are we? Josh says, be safe and keep your harpoon sharp. Never know what the new year brings. You never know. I'm expecting a disaster this Christmas season, because we often get disasters, don't we? World disasters. Some natural disasters, some like a hurricane or tidal wave or earthquake, volcanic eruption. I was thinking we're going to have a volcanic eruption in the Caribbean somewhere, like Montserrat or somewhere like that. But it never happened, thank goodness. But anyway, still time, don't jinx it. That's true. Watching the news now before 12, some Caribbean island blowing up. Dear. Yes, I can imagine. I can imagine, Josh. I can imagine. I don't. Plan for the worst, hope for the best. Yes, I don't plan at all. I've got some bottles of water in the back of my car. That's my emergency planning. About as far as I go. And plenty of tins of beans in the pantry. That's me. That's my emergency planning. That's my prep. The Balkans just implode at 11:59 again. Right, so I'm going to go now because I need a wee after me boozing. Right, so thanks, guys. That was my top 5 of 2025. As I said, I changed it, didn't I? So Avatar is not my top number 1. Heart Eyes is my number 1 now. Avatar's number 2. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll see thee.